Hey, good morning, Abundant Life Church. Pastor Josh talking to you guys today. It's our 11 at 11. And I wanted to talk with you a little bit just about the idea of eternity. And it's fun. We've been having some real conversations about it in our house, um, in our family, with everyone. And I've been trying to, at least a couple nights a week, read this book to my children. It's an allegorical book about Christianity and the church and kind of like, in some ways when Jesus comes back and all this kind of stuff. But it's very allegorical, set in kind of like a fantasy world, and it's a lot of fun. And um, they seem to be enjoying it. My mom read it to me as a kid, so just trying to spend a lot more time with my family this year and be really intentional about the time that I spend with my family this year. Anyway, through a lot of the stuff we've been having conversations about eternity and just what that means and how God didn't just exist in eternity future, but He existed in eternity past as well. And some of these really big, hard to fathom concepts about God. And God always was. No one created God. And what's the Trinity? And how do we go through that? And they're hard concepts for us to understand. And if you're watching this and you're like, yeah, I still don't understand, and we have some great teachings on our YouTube page that you can always go and check out and listen to on the Trinity and on some of those things that might help make a little bit more sense. You're probably never going to fully understand it because our human brains can't, but it'll at least give you a little bit more of a direction to be like, no, I can believe, I can put my faith in that. So that's that side. But this idea of eternity, and it really got me thinking about eternity the other night when I was talking to my son Grayson, and really trying to contemplate eternity. And eternity in heaven is one of those things that when we think about it, while we may not fully understand eternity, the eternity in a good place doesn't sound like a bad thing to us, right? And we're like, okay, yeah, no, I can, that sounds good. I want to be a part of that. However, an eternity in hell, an eternity in torment, an eternity in torture, because we don't fully grasp eternity, sometimes I don't think we fully grasp the idea of the severity of hell. That this is a punishment that is never going to let up. That this is something that is never going to, that the people who are there, they're never going to be let out. There is no end point for that ever. And when we think about that, when we really think about that, it can cause a little apprehension. And so I'm not trying to do that. I know there's enough things in the world to cause apprehension today. But what I want you to think about is, one, it forces us to really take a hard look at ourselves sometimes and be like, am I really, do I really believe? Am I really saved? And obviously, Pastor even talked about this Sunday, if you believe in Jesus, you are. If you've put your faith in Him, if you put your trust in Him, you're saved. Don't fear. But it also makes me think about, when there's things in my life that, maybe sinful, and I'm like, I don't know, do I want to, when we use that, so God forgives us all the time and stuff, and I'm like, I don't think there's anything in the world worth holding on to that could be compared to an eternity spent separated from God. There's nothing that could even compare to that. There's nothing I want that badly, right? There's nothing I need that badly. And sometimes one of the things in the world today, right, is that people don't have the right concept of hell. They have this misshapen idea. I've heard people say in my life, I'm going to hell because that's where the party's at. This is no party. This isn't some redscape, hot land where everybody's just partying in filth and debauchery, where all of the Christians are going to be up laying on clouds in the sky. Like, that's a modern depiction. That's a downplay of what either of these two places are. And I'm telling you, hell is not where you want to spend eternity. The lake of fire is not a place that you want to be. Nor is it a place that we should really wish on anyone. If we truly cared about people, that should inspire us to pray for their salvation, and it should inspire us to speak and talk. When we think about the people in our lives we care about, you don't want to see them in that place. We don't want to see them going through that torment. We don't want to know that that's their eternity future forever. That there will never come a moment in eternity future when God will say, enough is enough, they've been punished enough, they get to come in. That's not how it works, friends. It's not you get one chance on earth and you'll get another chance a long time from now. It's you get one chance on earth. That your life on earth is where you make or break your eternal destination. And that's a sobering thought, but it's also an inspiring thought because it should motivate us to action. Church, everything we see going on in the world today, and as I'm guessing the majority of the people watching this in America today, is a blip when we think of the scheme of eternity. When we think of something that will go on forever, this is a blip. This is a mere moment. But what we do here, the people that we witness to, the people that we reach out to, and hopefully, excuse me, and hopefully those who we help lead to Christ, you are making an eternal significance. I remember hearing, I don't know if it was I think it was a singer quoting a poem, but there was a line in the poem that said, when all of life is done and past, only what's done for Christ will last. So I hope that inspires you today. I wasn't meaning to be a real downer and put a lot of fear in you. That's not my intention. My intention was to let's carefully consider our actions. Let's carefully weigh out what we do. And let's make sure that what we're doing for Christ is preeminent, that it takes center stage, that it's what we are about. And that we are witnessing when we're at work, when we're out and about, wherever we are, that we are being good examples of Jesus, and we are ready to tell people about a God who loves them. Because the truth is, folks, the less hope the world has, the more they need the hope of Jesus. The darker the world gets, the brighter the light of the church will shine. And no matter what man does to try and stop the church, they can't. God's already said they can't. So, anyway, I hope you have a blessed and wonderful day. I hope this has challenged you and inspired you. And I will see you guys all Wednesday night at our Wednesday night interactives. All right, bye.